token supply. And from the token supply, more than 72% was bought from the market when our project was launched. It was more than a year ago, and was burned and sent to the dead wallet. And yeah, that is our main utility right now, because like the other speaker, I thought it was also speed. People getting rugged.
Right.
If the majority of the tokens are centered with one individual, or the dev, yeah,
Right.
then if they panic and they want to sell, yeah, they were going to rock whole the whole project. And with us also the liquidity pool is burned. So there will always be liquidity. It cannot be taken from the Ether chain. So yeah, we're good. The NFTs maybe could be a nice project for the future. I don't know, but our main focus is spreading the word about our math and building the community. Like
Right.
Speed said, we welcome everybody who joins. We want to help everybody who has questions, and yeah, it's good to see that many projects uh, are joining together to make a front and build with each other,
Right.
so that the new investors that are coming, they don't get screwed over.
Right, definitely. And new investors are looking for access to the projects, folks. I mean, if they wanted to
Definitely.
never speak to the thank you, Meadows. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to DJ and
Yeah,
Danny.
thanks.
But if they wanted to invest in something where they were never going to speak to the people they're investing to, they could buy IBM, they could buy Apple. There's all sorts of things they could invest in where they'll never speak to the founders. We're providing access in a different way. I think that's part of what makes these spaces so important. I actually have an article. I guess I'm going to probably run in Hacker Noon because it's too long to put in Benzinga. I'd have to cut it down to 500 words. And it's a list of like 17 ways to do your spaces better. Okay, YouTube can't hear me right now. That's okay, guys. Try dropping off and coming back on YouTube if you can't hear it. I'll try and get you on. Let me go over to you, DJ and Danny. So we're talking about multi-chain. We're talking about incorporating NFTs, and this being the Builders Show. I mean, as you know, Danny, tomorrow we'll have a couple 100,000 people in the room with us. So this is kind of, for me, is kind of like my coffee house space where I get to actually sit around and have conversations about things that I legitimately wonder about, as a founder with other founders. What a cool thing to be able to do. So like whether you're looking at doing NFTs or whether you're looking to do some sort of cross-chain availability play, it kind of boils down to the same thing. You're trying to get more eyeballs and more people involved in your community. What's the most reliable way to do that? I mean, right now, I'm running a project that has with Lambo, or I'm co-running, that has very active community, and pretty much a microcap right now. But, I think that's going to change. We've got a lot of big ideas. But what is the best way to aggregate investors like that without constantly focusing on the price and constantly just bull posting to try and drive people to buy, which I think we can do better than that. I think the space is maturing. But how else do you get people on board and buying and getting that market cap up?
I love it. Thanks for having us, brother. I very much
Yeah,
appreciate it. Hope you're having a good
glad to have
morning. But yeah, I mean, I love this, right? So I think we did a really good job of capturing attention, right? So as we all know, we live in an attention economy. Nobody
you. Yep.
can, keep their eyes on something for longer than, 8 or 9 seconds nowadays. So I think the best thing that you can do to capture community is to give them something that they can actually, watch and entertain themselves with, or, resonate with in some sort of way, versus just giving them a Telegram chat to speak with others, right? So when you look at the way that the biggest corporate companies in the entire world get buyers, right, it's through attention. Can you work with your favorite influencers, or does Coca-Cola work with influencers? Do they work with the biggest, moguls and rappers or whatever it is in the world, right? That's how you capture attention. So, what we do is we create an episode every single week. We create, three or four, I don't know what our average is, like maybe 7 posts a day of just original, memes based around the character. Danny's Instagram, our Instagram page is literally like his personal Instagram. Like it's like equivalent to your own, right? If you were to post pictures of you, on a yacht or hanging out or your Rolex, whatever it is, right? So I really think what you need to do nowadays is yes, you need to have, you need to give the community access to yourself and be able to answer questions pretty direct and be open and honest. But at the same point, you need to be constantly grabbing new attention, constantly creating something for people that, even if they're not crypto investors or they're not, over here in Solana or wherever they are, they can still resonate with what you're doing, and you can help kind of convert them and show them like, hey, crypto is a great place. There's really cool things being built over here. This is equivalent to investing in other value investments. It's just on a blockchain. So come over here, check it out. You know what I mean? I think that's super important. And I think if you look at the coins that did the best, right, that have the highest market caps, they just captured the most attention. It correlates like 1-to-1 damn near, right? The people with the most eyeballs have the highest market cap. Like pretty plain and simple. You know what I mean? It's one of those funny things where, nothing in crypto makes sense on paper except for that. The person with the most attention does the best.
Yeah, no, I can absolutely see that. And do you what do you think of incorporating NFTs? What do you think of cross chain plays? You're just focused when you talk about attention. That makes me think of the continual need to put out great content, to put out memes that are going to be funny, going to grab people's attention, and so forth. But do you need something a little bit more than that in order to get people on board, or is it just all about attention?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends, right? So I've seen some NFTs work for other projects, and I'm not a hater at all when it comes to NFTs. I think they're really cool when you do them right. The problem that I have with NFTs is it seems to be a holder cash grab sometimes, where it's like, they might not want to sell on the chart, so let's sell some NFTs. Not the biggest fan of that. I've said since the beginning, I'm not opposed to doing NFTs, but what we might do if we ever do it, which is a very small chance, we would do it in a way that empowers the community, right? So we're going to be we have obviously a pilot that's being produced that we're going to be, pitching to Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and stuff like that. So obviously the coin's going to go crazy once that happens, but we're going to be renting out some sort of movie theater or some sort of, show of some sort. And the way that you'll buy tickets is you'll buy an NFT. So you'll buy, 2 Solana or whatever for the ticket. You'll come to the where the theater, wherever it is in your city or wherever it is in the country. And then when you're done, you sell it and someone else buys it. So you just lose gas fees. It's just an easy way for us to see who's coming that's on chain and check their wallet. That's literally my idea of an NFT, or maybe some sort of lottery system, something like that, where, it empowers the community. It gives them, something that, gives them, additional value, right? It doesn't just make them rotate their money from the coin to the NFT. It's almost like, you're going to want to have that also. You'll grab it with the next paycheck. You'll grab it with the next investment, whatever it may be. That's my thoughts on NFTs. It's probably not right or wrong, right? That's just my opinion. I think there's a lot of bad actors in the space and a lot of people that came into crypto trying to make money on the chart or make money on, whatever most people do. Where, what we do here, we built a real company. We make money on attention. Right? We make money not on the chart, not on NFTs. We make money via attention by people paying to be, sponsors of Danny's, paying to be in the episodes, mid-roll. We have a front ad, an end ad, and a mid-roll ad. We obviously get money from the platforms like, like X and stuff like that. And then as we, get bigger and bigger and we start getting on streaming platforms, we'll make monetization money from there. Right? So I think it just depends which route you want to go. I like the idea of NFTs if you do it correctly. I mean, I've seen a lot of action with those 404s where it's almost like a revenue share. That's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, well, it's just another way to fundraise. That's the thing. Like you're talking about the behavior, how holders are going to flip them. But, to me, this is like we create a brand. We create a vibe that people resonate with. We create a brand and narrative around that vibe. And then we create a useful purpose around that narrative. By the way, DJ and Danny, just throwing this out there. Fefe actually turned me into a cartoon last week after the show, and that was amazing. I still have it pinned on my profile. It's the second time I've been a cartoon.
I love it, bro. I'll go check it out.
You should check it out. You should check it out. I'll be a character in your show if you need one. That'd be great. Super Solana, what do you think, man? Have you guys already used an NFT project, or how's that experience? Is it something you've considered? I bet just about everybody's considered it at this point.
Yeah, I think it's a natural progression for any sort of meme coin or something like that. It gives your coin some sort of utility, if we want to call it that, or just like a purpose.
Right.
And it's also something for the super fans of your community to get involved in. But personally, I wanted to touch really quickly on, you guys were talking about being cross-chain earlier.
Yeah.
And I was here last cycle where if you jumped on a space and even mentioned that your project was on Solana, you were considered poor and a child, and you were booed off stage like most of the times. I mean,
Right.
sometimes like more literally than others, but now if you look at the stage, like literally right now, like how many coins or projects are actually on Sol versus ETH or anything else. So
Yeah.
being a chain maxi in general, it closes too many doors. It closes access to people, liquidity, technology, and opportunity. So screw that. Just want to throw that out there. And then in terms of meme coins versus NFTs, I think what's more important is how we're going to start integrating these things actually into like the platforms that people use. So at Token 2049 and something recently the Sol ecosystem is pushing for blinks and actions. And if you guys check those out, they're actually layers over that you can use over top of Twitter or other social media platforms. So I think once we see like use cases or us incorporating like Web3 applications over these apps where Web 2 is already at, we'll see a lot more adoption and stuff like that. So whether it's for NFTs or tokens, it doesn't matter. They're both tokens at the end of the day, and you can use them as like token gated access to different ecosystems. But yeah, I mean, naturally they're kind of same, a little different.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Of course, Ethereum is the Cadillac of chains in a lot of ways, or that's how people view it. Right or wrong. I'm a fan of Buterin. I'm a fan of Ethereum. Of course, how could you not be? They've brought great things to Web3, generally speaking. Thank you for smart contracts, Ethereum. we are all very grateful for DeFi, but at the same time, what Super Solana is saying is true. That a year ago, a couple of years ago, that was the de facto home of meme coins. And you were kind of, you were a cheapskate or sort of just on the fringe of things if you were working off of Solana. How things have changed. I've easily met, I don't know, 300 projects, probably more than that over the past, this year on various shows. And I've probably run into maybe 10 that are actually on Ethereum. It's a lot more expensive. They make a lot more barriers to it. So it shows how quickly this thing can change. Like even sitting here right now, it would be very reasonable to think, nah, Solana is not going to lose their leadership position in meme coins anytime soon. But if somebody brings out something good enough, it could happen. Stranger things have happened. Let me go over to OG Sherlock. OG Sherlock, I think that you used to come on my Got Bit show as well. I think you're more of a market guy. Tell me what you think of the first 2 days of October so far. Seems like good news for meme coins.
Well, let me say that I had a friend who was actually telling me, man, it looks like it's going down, and I swapped a lot of my ETH for stable coins, so
right.
I kind of survived that little drop quite
is he
well.
still your friend?
Yes, he's still my friend. He was like, oh man, but he's not even looking at charts. He's a little crazy maybe, but he's only looking at like gaps in the charts and where there's like no liquidity and price jumps up and down. He's like, oh man, there's like a big gap. I feel it's gonna go down. And he's showing me some weird analysis. I'm like, man, I trust you. If you say it's going down, I swap some for stables and I'll be fine.
Right.
So yeah, I follow his instructions on what to do with the general market. But that's not what I want to really talk too much about, because the general markets, they move up, down, sideways, and in periods or whatever the pattern is there. First of all, before I start with anything else, you always tell everyone to follow us. But don't forget to follow Justin, guys. He's a real legend. He's been in the space probably longer than Satoshi himself. And really, his spaces are always epic. In the past couple of months, we had a lot to do with the project. I'm going to speak about that later. because right now I often listen to your spaces, but I didn't really have time to speak so much, and I didn't want to share anything because it was a little bit of like a crazy stage with what we was doing. So yeah, with like the general topic of cross-chain implementations, or like this whole inter-blockchain capabilities that is really coming up this cycle, I feel like. And I just want to share some like really positive thoughts on this, why every chain can benefit from the implementation of this. Because if you have a project that is cross-chain, it means that there are different liquidity pools pooled with like different tokens from each chain, like the base gas token, or it can also be just USDT or USDC on that chain. It's going to be pooled with the token you have on different chains. So first of all, you have to set up all the liquidity pools, of course, which is not as easy because if there's so many chains right now. So really setting up like a huge liquidity pool for every chain. If you're like a multimillionaire, you can do that, but that's hard. There comes the first factor you can do. You can have incentives for people to do this, and you can have some fees for people that swap into the chain to be distributed between the people that like really get the liquidity into those pools. So that's like a first way to reward people for going multi-chains. And also you have like the arbitrage opportunities that arise because not every base token, every chain moves the same way. So if you have let's say your coin is connected to like Solana and Ethereum, and there's like one day where Ethereum moves up and Solana doesn't. So now out of the sudden, if you take if you buy your coins on the Solana network, swap it over to Ethereum, use the bridge function where you reward the people that have this like nurture this liquidity pool, and sell them kind of on ETH or whatever, like, or just buy more on Solana and whatever. You get what I mean. You can like really use this arbitrage opportunity to encourage people to just use crypto more and to understand markets more, and they get a little financial gain from it, or if not financial, maybe just get a little more tokens if they like to have just more tokens in that. So that's like a really, really cool thing. And this will lead to more volume altogether in the whole crypto market. So I think everyone that's against this happening doesn't fully understand that it really like is good for everyone that participates in it.
Right, and there are a lot of people who are against it. I mean, I've mentioned this a bunch of times before, but I swear part of why I started going in hard on memes maybe 2 years ago, aside from that, Gotbit was also doing it too, and they've gotten to be big juju in the meme coin space as a market maker. They work with tons of projects, but it's also because I was doing so many interviews with like Kevin O'Leary and Jordan Belfort, Tim Draper, stuff like that. Tim actually sees the meme vision a little bit more, like he's just a little bit more whimsical. But when I speak to Grayscale, that sort of thing, I love Grayscale, nothing against them, but they had no love for memes. Like 6 months ago, if I ask Kevin O'Leary to tell me his position on memes, he reacts like I'm making a joke, and then we move on. And that's part of what got me in it. They're definitely resistant to it. But OG, I know since you're more on the investor side, tell me something, man. We have a paradox. On the one hand, we want all of our memes to have. I'm ready to call it meme-tility because I don't like utility. We need a better word, so I'm just going to keep calling it like I'll call it meme-tility. See if that works. It's a little hard to say, I guess, meme-tility. But
can we get that trending?
Yeah. Let's try that. Let's everyone get their raid teams on it. Let's make meme-tility a thing.
Please.
Because we need something to say. Because you can't just gather several thousand people on a Telegram group, get them all pumped up, and give them nothing to do. Like, honestly, and they want to see a project that's going to make a difference and deliver a real world thing, which is what this show's all about. But people don't like the word utility. But as people are expanding their narratives to include utility, OG Sherlock, how do you at the same time, pump the coin with like get people to invest in and bring up that market cap, while at the same time not hard selling constantly? Because I kind of hate those Telegram groups that are just constantly dropping stickers, constantly telling people to buy. dropping the chart. I mean, it happens a lot on my group too, but you want something more than that. But how do you motivate buyers, man? Other than price movement, obviously you motivate buyers once you go way up.
Well, first of all, I want to comment on the first part. You say, like, of course, the venture capitalist people don't like memes because we are like taking away literally their market share. At the end of the day, those huge companies, they are not making money because they're super rich or some shit like that. Like, of course, they get some funding from the government and stuff like that and whatever they do there. But their market is like normal people. That's like what really gives them all the money to work with. And with memes, it's really like meme coins, or the whole culture really collects a lot of people that want to invest, but just that are like a little fed up with how the general market is played, and how you have to like really handle your taxes and do all that crazy stuff that no one really likes, and you really need to all that shit. I don't deal with that, so I cannot really make a huge list about that.
Right.
And like with the meme space rising, it's like more and more people will come here, and they see like, hey, it doesn't really matter if I invest in a legit company or if I invest in a meme coin, and there's like so much more potential for upside in meme coins. And you can just start investing with like $100-200 with like the big companies. If you put in $100, oh well, 5 years later you maybe have 150, and that's like a good return. So it doesn't really sound so nice to me. And and you said about the meme-tility, I think like that's one of the biggest upsides or utilities for meme coins, is just generally creating a community around it, because that's what really drives everything. Like if you look at even like the big brands, Nike or Adidas or whatever, in the end of the day, their community buys the product, and that's why they sponsor like all these rappers, all the stars and stuff like that. Like you see in the movies, you see people holding the Apple phones, because it becomes like more than just a product. You don't buy an Apple phone because you think it's worth, I don't know, $1,500. It's made for $100, and it's kind of like a scam if you think about it. They pay $100 for production, and you buy it for 10x the price. But I have an Apple phone. I love it. Like call me stupid or something for not using Android, but I just like the culture more and how they like handle things. Sure. And that's really what the meme-tility also is about. And I think like the space has become a little corrupted by so many people that really just see it as a liquidity grab. And I personally have like a little fight in me going, because on one side, I love what the space brings. And I love how like some really cool communities are created, and how people launch these amazing projects and really collect people to work for something together, because that's like the spirit of civilization pretty much, to have people work together for a common goal. Absolutely. And then there's like this huge crowd that just like launches pump fund coins every day, and they make tutorials on how you can launch 100 pump fund coins a day and stuff like that. And really at the end of the day, they like clapping their own backs. Oh yeah, we did another 50K or something. But yeah, who are you taking that money from the community that's nurturing this whole ecosystem. And the more people just invest in this like stupid scams and bullshit coins that are everywhere nowadays, the more people will get upset with it all, because they see, I thought I come here, I have fun with the community together, and chart goes up, chart goes down. But if people stick together and continue, it's still fun, and more people just come in, just want to make a quick buck, and so many people just exploit this. If you're interested in this kind of topics, I was thinking about this a huge time, actually. I have some Medium articles. You can go to my, I chill a little bit my Twitter now. You can go to my Twitter. The top post is pinned. It's a little history of what happened to the project I'm in right now. And on my Medium site, there's a few articles that are really, there's one or two that are not related to any project, and two more that are related a little bit to what I'm in. And I maybe want to start this, if I can take away a little bit your role, Justin. I want to start a little discussion about some words which I feel are being thrown around the crypto space a lot lately.
Actually, I got to get us back on track, because I got to let people pitch their IRL projects. I'm interested in hearing this topic, and I love having you back on, OG. It's good to hear from you. I want to get over to Ashok. Ashok, you're running a snipe bot. First of all, you've had your hand up. Was that just so I wouldn't forget you, or do you want to comment on cross chain, on NFTs? What topic?
I would like, if possible, to take the opportunity to obviously comment on the topic of cross chain, because I feel like it's a good segue into maybe talking a little bit about the project I represent. But that's completely up to you. But I definitely have some feedback about the conversation.
Yeah, go
so,
for
I
it.
mean,
You speak.
all right, awesome, man. Well, as far as cross chain goes,
You're a little muffled
I've
though. Can you speak? Can you speak into your phone a little bit more? You're a little bit muffled.
Yeah. How's that?
A little better.
That a little bit better?
Yeah.
All right. I've spoken on your space before, obviously. Utility, meme utility, whatever you want to call it, project on Solana via our sniper bot. Part of the reason why I have such conviction in a project like this, and I feel like this is a type of project that, if you're a true investor in Solana, in crypto, and you want to kind of like make gains over time, and you want to become a better trader, and you want to be able to educate yourself, and not just that, like educate the people around you, educate your community, educate your friends, your family, anybody that you want to get involved in Web3. Like, this particular project is a great way of kind of rounding out your skills in understanding like what it is to have fundamentals in a project. And just, to talk from a Shinobi Ninja aspect here, like, we have a sniper bot version 4 soon to be released, and essentially our dev is trying to build an infrastructure on Solana, but he also wants to take the utility, meme utility across all chains. That way, it's not just funneled to one cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? Like, we want to have it on Tron, we want to have it on Ethereum, we want to go across all chains. And our dev is the type of dev. He's an analytical brain. He's a giga brain, whatever you want to call it. He has the vision. And what I'm trying to get at here is like the fundamentals of these projects that have utilities. It's all hinged on two things:
Right.
the dev's work ethic, obviously the funding behind it, but also the community's understanding of what they're actually investing in. And I think that's the pitfall or downfall for a lot of people that get into the meme coin space in general, is they really don't understand what they're truly investing in. And when you find a project like the one I'm talking about, you kind of have to be willing to deal with the highs, the lows, the in betweens, the accumulating phases, all that, because it's all based off of market. Like, if there's not enough liquidity in the market, coins like the project I'm talking about today, like, we might sit there for 3 months going sideways, and that turns off a lot of people. But at the same time, if you understand the vision behind it, like, look at the people or the projects that came before the project that I'm talking about, somebody like Bonk, right? That project, before it ever had a utility, it was doing nothing. All of a sudden, the utility erupted 10 months into its inception or whatever. It flew into the billions, right? And that's not just a project anymore. That's like an actual business. That's a business that's ran by professional people that have analytical brains, that they're willing to share their vision with their community. And at the end of the day, like, sharing the vision with the community, especially in meme utility projects, doesn't matter what chain you're on, is how you're going to be able to build the brand and not just run up to 100 million and fall back down to a million.
Right.
Nobody wants that. I mean, obviously you want the X's when you can take them, but if you're trying to truly invest in something, that's what you have to look at. You have to look at the fundamentals. You have to zoom out of the chart completely. And projects that have been standing on, a chain like Solana for over 4, 5, 6 months, that's impressive, because you see these projects that get the hype. They have a lot of backing behind communities, or maybe it's a Cabal coin or whatever. You see them rocket up. They're like, how did that rock coin get the 50 million? And then you wait 3 weeks, right? Where is it now? It's sitting below a million. Why? Because nobody that was investing in that had any vision.
Right.
They were just looking at the hype associated with it. They're on, X, looking at, bullish posts that are being made by callers and stuff like that. Like, how you really begin to understand what you're investing in, and how you can give back to the community, like you mentioned, like in the Telegram groups and stuff like that. Like, nobody just wants to be in a Telegram with just stickers all day, and they're just like saying like, buy more. Like, I personally, like, I get in spaces every single day, at least 3 a day, and I share that link with my Telegram, and I show the community the vision, and I try to put it into words that everybody can understand, because I don't necessarily have the best technical analysis way of explaining things when it comes to certain things. what I can do is I can kind of read the room, figure out the audience, and try to draw attention that way. And I feel like if a lot of other projects just expressed themselves that way, got up in spaces, shared their thoughts, but also shared the vision, and then shared it again with the community is going to understand now. You know what I mean? And they're going to get through the tough times. There's going to be more holders. There's going to be less sells, but all charts need, buys and sells. Obviously, it's healthy.
Right.
But I know that's a long-winded way, but I just wanted to share that, because I like these types of spaces where it's not just like a shill space. It's you can come here and explain about the vision behind your project, but also just the vision behind crypto in general. And I think more people need to do that. And I'm not saying everybody needs a voice, but you have two ears for a reason. It's to listen twice as much as you
Right.
talk. So when the people that are up there are speaking and have a good grasp on how to talk about stuff and explain stuff and articulate it a certain way, the people that have the two ears should be listening because there's something behind the vision they're trying to explain. And at the end of the day, that's how you're going to be prosperous in any space that you're in, crypto or just in real life. Like you have to be listening, listening for the
Well,
trends. And then just to put a ribbon on what I'm talking about, because I don't want to take up all the time here. Obviously, guys, follow me on X. I'm not telling you to buy my token or whatever, or buy the Shinobi Ninja token. I'm telling you to keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, listen to what this project is representing, and honestly, jump in the Telegram and just keep your ear to the floor. And we're cooking up something that's going to change the space. We have a huge validator with over $22 million worth of Solana staked to it for a reason. Because again, our dev is to build an infrastructure. He's not trying to just have a project that exists for 6 months and disappears.
Right.
He said it in our Telegram group to the whole community. All of you guys can sell your bags and leave today. He will be here 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. And that's the type of person that in this space specifically that I want to back. And he has a vision. And at the end of the day, the vision is everything and the community is everything. And they need to be connected. And spaces like this, sir, are how you make that happen. So thank you for allowing me to share that. And anybody that wants to follow me and X, do that. And I'll be in spaces every day talking about the project and chilling it. But I just wanted to kind of share that vision and just, put it into my own words.
Thanks, Ashok. I appreciate it. Actually, at some point I want to have you back and let's talk about the confluence of running like a buy bot or a snipe bot and running a community at the same time. We could do a whole show. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, guys? Give me some emojis. We could do a show on like how to use buy bots properly. I mean, look at Bonk, man. Bonk bot is half of what made Bonk the success that it is. I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with BonkBot. Gotbit didn't have anything to do with BonkBot either. They supported them after it was already launched. But I did a little case study on that shit, and it is hugely successful. Now, we're at the hour. I'm going to run until 11:15, 11:30, but I want to take this time to do a speed round to let anybody tell me what you are building right now. And that's kind of like the rules of the game. I'll give you like 2 minutes. I'll give you a minute. Yeah, 2 minutes to shill. But you specifically were looking for you shilling something that the people listening can participate in, or at least the people from your community can participate in. Of course, we have a con. Yeah. Let me go.
I don't mean to cut you
Let me go over to Bratz. Actually, thank you though, Ashok, for coming on, and to everyone who has requests out. Sorry, guys, I just kind of want to do this speed round right now, and as I was going through, I just kind of prioritized projects. So if your profile clearly is associated with a project, that I prioritized you. But if it doesn't mention a project and you're an analyst, I still love you. I'm still glad that you're here, and I would love to hear your thoughts. But I've got so many builders who want to talk about building right now, and I love that. Like, it goes to show the concept of the show is working, and I love that. All right, let's go over to Braddy's. Drop some alpha, man. Tell us what you guys are up to right now that the community can participate in.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for the opportunity. So we've been building our meme coin behind the scenes about 6 months, so the same time that we've been building our NFT collection. And I really think you need an expert team who can nail both culture, tech, and marketing. Everyone can launch a pump.fun token, but 99.9% will fail.
Right.
What we're really passionate about is enabling real world artists to launch digital art. And we want to use Base as the platform because of the transaction speed. So our meme coin is a really great ticker. It's a really great narrative in itself. But we also want to make a token that actually uses art as a therapy for improved mental health and wellness. And through this platform where people, artists can launch digital art on Base, it will introduce some deflationary aspects into the token, which we think is important for long-term sustainability.
Right.
Basically, the
Okay.
way we're doing things is, if I can
Yeah.
just mention that in terms of the
Yeah.
community, everyone who takes a risk, and I think it is a risk to buy an NFT, a Brady's NFT, will get a token reward later. So that's how we're tying the two things together.
Okay, cool. Saga, what about Fefe? I'm kind of a fan of Fefe. I gotta say, I like your cartoons. I like the art. I thought that cartoon you did last week was hilarious. I was very touched by it.
Thank you, thank you.
You know,
Yeah, it was an honor to be
up
able to
right
make.
now? Yeah, it was funny. You guys were super responsive with it too, which is half the art form in the meme world, right?
Yeah.
So that was awesome. You know what is going on right now in Fefe world that's getting your community stoked, and that hopefully something that maybe people listening can participate in.
Yeah, we just been building really fast recently. I feel like things have been picking up. We're just really stoked on the fact that we know the growth of Pepe is going to be super insane.
Right.
We've been pushing together marketing funds. We've got the second backup Fefe account that we're working on right now, that we're just building up because we noticed Hoppy and Pepe also have one. So so we're building that up. I think that's a good safe thing to have. If in case anything happens to your main account. And we're in the talks with like people like Mexi and exchanges like that. So coming in, hopefully we plan around 10 million market cap or so. Once the market starts picking up better, we'll be
Right.
we'll be looking at tier 2 exchanges, stuff like that. So yeah, we're excited, and also getting together some maybe some funds to continually donate to Token Motion, and yeah, we're just gonna have more videos coming. So yeah, we're just enjoying life and building the community, and
Awesome.
yeah. So
Let me go over to Temmie. Temmie, I'm glad you guys were able to make it on. What do you think, man? You have any alpha for us right now? What can people participate in?
Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah, so Temmie is the first music meme coin on Solana. We have 3 NFT collections out right now, a music app under development, 3 games that are live already. You can go play it on the website, 8 songs that are already out. I'm making 100 songs about Solana projects. No AI is
Right.
used. Everything is written, recorded, engineered by myself. Next week, I got the Andrew Tate song coming, Elon Musk song coming. And 2 days ago, we dropped our first animation series. It's on the X account. And the Soul Sex song as well, we dropped 2 days ago. So yeah, that's what's popping with Temmie at the moment.
Sorry, I had the alarm going off in the background there. I'm sorry. You say your last line again, please.
I said we dropped our first animation series 2 days ago and a Soul Sex song on the X account 2 days ago. So we're just working.
Right. I love that you have. I love to see creative endeavors combined with this, and this being a new way to connect with artists. So definitely go ahead and follow Temmie too. Follow all of these good people, by the way. Like I love that they're giving their time and focus to talk about building with us today. So give them a follow if you'd like to follow me too. And Lambo, that's always a good idea. Please do that. Larry Pink, what do you think, man? What's your alpha for today?
I mean, alpha is hang out in spaces as much as you can, but in terms of our project, I'll try to keep it as quick as possible and let a few others get on it. So in terms of alpha, we're kind of trying to take the tactics of what Larry Fink and BlackRock's doing in real life and kind of replicate those tactics across crypto and meme space and Web3. So right now, in terms of future plans, in terms of what we're trying to do to incorporate more tokens would be build a Web3 video game. I mean, trying to do a left to right scroller, very similar to Super Mario Brothers that actually utilizes the blockchain. So people who are engaged in it, people who are playing in it, they get Solana tokens, they get BlackRock tokens for participating. And who doesn't love like a Super Mario Brothers Nintendo inspired video game? So that's what we got in the works. And if you're interested in being part of it or jumping on board, hit us up. Our DMs are always open, and we've got the concept ready to go. It's just putting things into place and scaling it now. Last other future plan is utilizing what's happening in real life in terms of like building out multiple utilities for this project on more of a meme space. And what I mean by that is like pushing the envelope with AI and Web3 and building virtual networks through meme coins across all chains. What I mean by that is incorporating virtual personalities, shows, documentaries under this Lurie Pink project. So not only can we get more eyes on other projects, but if someone has a really cool idea that they want to scale, whether like with Temi having not virtual, but having an actual audio tracks, if he needs someone to promote that, or if he needs someone to build out that space for him, because our project is now going on 7 months old, we've been in the space, we're working in the trenches, and we're trying to emulate that Larry Fink BlackRock approach and own every space, whether it be financial, whether it be anything fun like virtual personalities. Someone wants to create a documentary show or even a mockumentary series, that's where we can really utilize our network together and build some of these really cool things in the Web3 space.
Right, absolutely. Great. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Very cool about the video game. I'd love to talk to you about that. Homer Holmes, I know you've got lots of I guess your alpha that's coming up is your launch itself, correct?
No. We've been out for 7 weeks.
My bad.
No. You're good. The wonderful thing, actually, in terms of alpha right now, we just got adopted by Memeflix yesterday. Cool. So we've got that additional avenue for the Web2 space. Actually from the last time we were here last week, there was something you had mentioned, and I've kind of expanded on it. And this is the first time I'm going to drop it because it was going to go to community today. But you had mentioned about people being able to use from community for the voiceovers in terms of our narrations of original content. And we're actually going to take that a step further to where we'll let them make customized, basically puppets, and that we'll use them on the platform, because we want to start taking in original content from people within the communities, because of course we're geared to Web 2, and everybody has a story, everybody has a means. You can see just with the number of different meme projects that are launched on a daily basis, there is so much creativity and so many people that want to have a voice. And of course, literature and the written word is, of course, one of the biggest ways that people have been able to get that out there. And if we're putting it into that narrated form, and so taking that step of involvement from the community side, and, what do they do in that space where, of course, I hate that too, where it's this buy thing. Of course, we're taking the approach of, we want to get the people involved and sell them on our content. We're selling them on the actual entertainment that we're providing. Whereas in past, of course, there's that static image. They've got that 8-second entertainment side. Well, we're going to take that further. Like you can see a lot of our content is actually 20 and 30 minutes. And we're getting great engagement, the people that are seeing it, and the more exposure that we get from that. So now that we can take it to the next level, I've got to basically clean up the algorithm a little bit, but we'll be able to have people to customize certain pre-made puppets, and they can end up having their own avatar that's fully with armatures and everything else. And then, we can handle basically posting out their literature and sharing it with the world. So that's the stuff that's going to be upcoming. So it's really good.
It sounds like you're working on one of the puppets in the background there. You've got kind of ominous clanking and squeaking noises.
Yeah, they're definitely working on I've got the other system there where I'm cutting and pasting different audio backgrounds and stuff, because we want to create a little bit, instead of having the static backgrounds and things that go along with it. Because right now, of course, we're focusing on the mystery and detective type genre, but we'll be expanding into all of the other different literatures. This is just kind of the gateway into it. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that you really stimulated a lot of thought and conversation after our meet last week. And it was like, hey, we can take this to the other level to where really can get that true community engagement involvement, especially from a content standpoint.
Yeah, what a great way to involve people, for sure. Yeah. I mean, they've got a program in prisons where they inmates will read audiobooks. Funny enough, Ed Kemper was big into that. Now I'm revealing that I have taken a passing interest in true crime, but Ed Kemper has recorded a lot of audiobooks. I guess maybe that's a strange comparison, but I mean, it kind of isn't at the same time, because you've got an established community you're trying to encourage toward positive participation. I don't know, maybe that's a stretch, but going over DJ and Danny, you have any alpha to drop for us?
Yeah, man. I mean, so we just made a tweet yesterday about our next listing. So we'll be either going with XT or L Bank. So we'll be posting the actual exchange we're going with, over the next week. We also have a rev share program. So all the money we make from Danny Studios and the monetization of the actual series, we give 25% out to holders that own 1 million tokens or more, which I think is like $2,000 or so right now.
Right.
We do I forget what we did this period. These last 2 weeks, I think we did about like $7,000. So holders will get distributed 25% of that. They just have to connect their wallet and grab the money from there. Yeah, we have a lot of really cool things. We have our season finale coming up on Friday that is going to bridge us to Web 2. It's going to be our biggest, I guess like normie look, right? So it's our first step in going, I guess viral in the Web 2 world, not just Web 3.
Right, definitely. Super Solana, do you have an announcement for us? What you have going on?
Yeah, I guess you were asking about some ways that people can get involved if they wanted to, and just some general updates. We did just start our Facebook page yesterday, and YouTube is going online this week as well. TikTok, Instagram campaigns are being started, but in terms of things the community can participate in, and again, guys, we're that S thing from your childhood brought to life and on the blockchain, using a professional animator that's leading the charge. And speaking of that professional animator, this Friday at 6 p.m. EST, we finally just finalized the time. We actually have a sketchathon. So we take any requests you guys want, and this is our professional animator. He's animated SpongeBob, Scooby-Doo, done things for Nickelodeon, Warner Brothers, all that stuff. Come request anything you want. If you want to see him draw something SpongeBob, Ren and Stimpy, anything Scooby-Doo or Looney Tunes, like I said, just come request, see anything you'd like. He takes happy birthday suggestions if it's someone's birthday, or if you want to see Super Steve doing something funny, any suggestions or ideas you have, come get involved. That's going to be in our Telegram if you want to request, and then we'll stream it to our Twitter. We also have, and we just posted about that yesterday, and then 2 days ago we posted about, we have like a grassroots marketing campaign. So if you print out this poster that we have, hang it around your neighborhood or anywhere scenic, and then record a little panorama, and then tag us, we'll send you some Super S. So that's a way that you can get some Super S. And then if you're an artist, last thing, if you're an artist and you make any sort of Super S related content, we'll actually add you to our content folder that's in our Telegram. You can check it out now if you go on our Telegram. It's sorted nice and neatly, and it's all organized according to artists. And if we really like your post and we end up using it, then we'll also tag you, or at least we've been trying to help you get increased exposure. So check out our recent posts. You can see all that stuff in action.
Awesome. Thank you so much. ZZ Soul, and is that how I say, do I say Zizzy or Zizzy or ZZ?
It's Zeus.
Zeus. Okay. See, I always guess wrong. Zeus, come on. And you had a comment from earlier. I wanted to give you an opportunity to say it. We're about to wrap up. Where would you like to chime in? Are you with us?
Myron, bro.
Pardon me?
No, it's from his name.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you want to speak.
ZZ? You have something to add, Ben? All right. I guess that's not going to work out. Yeah, here you are. Gotcha. You got rugged earlier. I saw. Go ahead. You have something to add. You want to talk about cross-chain, NFTs? What do you want to add to?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was kind of confused. There was somebody else named like Azizi in the group, right?
I thought they were correcting my spelling, my pronunciation. Is that how I say it? ZZ?
It's Ziz, yeah. So thank you so much, Justin. And I just wanted to say, yeah, you Myron, bruh. to the other person that just said that. Thanks a lot for saying that. That was the catchphrase of the legendary Ziz, of course, who is now a legend, and he's getting shredded with the Angels right now. And so, yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, Justin, and thank you very much for asking me if I was Myron. Of course, I'm Myron. So yeah, I'm the a community leader in the Ziz CTO. That it was rugged and on Pumped Up Fun and stuff like that, and then it was kind of run up a little bit, and then it was dropped down. So now I really believe that me being a main holder in the project, and a few other ones, I do believe that we're going to run now. We have some real solid people on board, on the team, and I do believe that all the people kind of got out that wanted to get out. So I'm a fully doxed person in the space. My other account is subs ordinals. So, yeah, we're just trying to basically spread the word about Ziz right now. The way that we're incorporating NFTs and artwork into the Ziz lore, the Ziz legend, is that we're making these characters called Ziz Pepe, which are all one of ones on Solana. That's where the coin lies. And so, yeah, anybody that holds Ziz, it's can't just be like $2 worth, but it's not much. It's like, I think it's 100,000 Ziz, which is like $6 worth of Ziz coin, something like that. Qualifies to get a one of one Solana NFT. They're all hand drawn by me personally. My other account is Subs Ordinals. I'm an Ordinals artist and a Pepe artist from X Chain Counterparty days a couple years back, and I still do some Pepes over there as well. So my Pepe cards are pretty awesome, I think. And I'm bringing some of that Pepe style that I have. Thanks to Matt Fury for creating the character. I hand draw all my Pepes, and we're making these jacked, shredded Pepes that are. We've done one of Wolverine. We did one with a BMX. We did one with a like a crying cat hat on, and these are all custom for anybody that holds Ziz and wants one.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming on the show. I think Cheems, you want, did I lose you, or are you still a speaker or no? Because it looked like you had your hands up. Now you're moved down to a listener. Okay, I don't know why that is. I'll get you back up here. The Mana, yeah, you have your hand up. Where'd you like to chime in, Mana? We're just wrapping it up, but I could give you a minute or so. Are you with us, the Mana? Oh, the manager. Sorry. It cuts it off at the first 4 letters. The Mana. That sounds good, though, doesn't it? It'd be like, that's food from heaven.
Yeah, I was like, what? But okay.
So you got to rain that wisdom down on us. It's like Mana now.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm excited to be here, guys, and share also the incredible updates we've done this far with teams. I'm part of the admins takeover there from Norway, and also the Swedes speaking for us here. Mm-hmm. And we're pushing up to 2.4k holders, and community is growing stronger every day. So I've been in the space for 7.5 years. I run my Scandinavian community on Telegram since 2018, and I also have my channel. So I'm a base guy, and I have some good connections, and also the other guys have that, and that's what's pushing us further.
Do you have any alpha to drop right now? Anything new going on people can participate in?
Yeah, Sheems is back here on top. I got kicked out actually,
I'll come back over. Let me just finish with the manager, and I'll come back. You'll be next, James. Go ahead, manager.
Yeah, we've done some, of course, major listings with XT among others. So there's more exchanges in the pipeline. We've also announced today the collaboration with Coinstore. I think that's fucking huge. A top tier exchange to give the exposure we deserve. And we have over 4,700 followers on X. We have 1,700 Telegram members, and we all achieved that without paid marketing, guys. And I think that's why we stand out as well, because there's no whale at all or large holders manipulating the market here. It's all organic growth driven by us, the genuine supporters, the movement community. It's a token, for fuck's sake, launched in July 2023.
Right, right. Well, that's awesome. You guys are seriously OGs in this space. Definitely come back on. Drop me a DM. I go ahead and follow everyone that I have on the panels, and I encourage everyone in the audience to do the same. So, like all of you, if you haven't already, drop me a DM. If you stay in my DMs, I do 3 different spaces shows. I'll talk about that in a second. It's easier for me to tell you when shows are coming up. Cheems, what's your alpha, man? You got 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm the same as managers project. This is what we're doing together. So, yeah, with all the alpha that's incoming right now, they made a huge announcement today that we are making a strategic partnership with the coin store, and they're gonna be running campaigns for us in both Dubai, India, and Singapore. And we're gonna push really hard with the offline and online marketing. They're gonna retweet and follow and make sure that we get all the exposure needed. And as a manager said, we already listed on XT. Today, we are the top gainer on the BitGet wallet, and we have more sex incoming. Gate is listing us in their pilot zone anytime now. And I mean, we are lining up massive tier 1 and tier 2 KOLs to continue pushing us. So we are gaining traction. And we are super bullish.
That's great. I didn't realize that you and manager were together. Sorry, I just wanted to let him finish. But Matos, I don't think that you've had a chance to talk about Alpha for Hold. Do you have any you want to mention before we wrap it up? Because I'm just about to close it.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. You mentioned if you asked what that kind of project do to get the community engaged. Now we are already have the community engaged. You should see the listeners. I see 7 of our community members joining the show, and we got the stickers. I mentioned those earlier, and we're sticking them everywhere, all over the world. And all the pictures we're receiving, we will use that for extra visibility on the X. And yeah, we're just trying to build a community. The wallets speak for itself, and we try to engage with everybody and try to keep everything alive and fun while we're at it. So yeah, community engagement is very important.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you for being part of this show. You know, as you probably know, for those who know me a little bit, I've probably done 500 spaces at this point. I mean, I hosted 500 spaces. I have been doing it for Benzinga for about 2.5 years. GotBit probably about the same. My GotBit show is probably the biggest meme coin show on Twitter, you know, judging by audience size. It is a frenetic madhouse every single time. So my alpha for all of you, aside from follow all these good people, everyone, like go ahead and get them on your timeline. So when you're doom scrolling Twitter, you've got a bunch of Web3 on there. Follow me too. It make me happy. Costs nothing. I post pictures of my dog sometimes. But for everybody on the show today, DM me if you want to try and be on my GotBit show tomorrow. Last week we had 220,000 people on the space, and that was actually a little bit below average. I mean, it was still, you know, it's still a good show. My only warning about getting is that like I cannot 100% control who gets on as speaker and who doesn't, but I try to get I'll take a list of anyone who writes me and hand that over to my producer, and we will make some effort to get you on. The thing is, I never know. Like we had Pepe Coin on last week, and that kind of made a dent. We had the Gucci Gang guy on the other day. Oh, what's his name? Although it was his Little Pump. Yeah, actually, but although actually it was his manager on Little Pump's account. But my point being, you can never tell what's going to happen. So sometimes I talk to people and I still can't manage to get them on. But the other alpha is that Lambo is out there making partnerships and making inroads in that way, friends. You know, Big Lamb and I are both in the media, communications, marketing kind of business. I could, as a building space for entrepreneurs and builders, we are there to support you, and we're starting to define services that are specifically things that will be useful to other meme coin projects. Feel free to engage with us. Let's talk about what we could do. We've got a lot of traditional agency resources, but we're also building out things like our raid bots and volume bots and stuff like that. There are tools specifically for the meme coin space, and we'd love to either work with you to add your offering to our repertoire overall that we're offering, or whatever. We all become stronger when we work together. That's what makes me so bullish for this space versus other, like you watch the L1s and L2s, they have to compete with each other. You watch exchanges, and crypto exchanges and NFT marketplaces, like fight tooth and nail with each other for mind share, for market space, and so forth. And we don't have to be into that position. Your project can win right along with mine. In fact, I would posit to all of you in the audience that we are, just by being here today, just by being involved in the meme coin space, part of nothing less than a global decentralized grassroots financial revolution, because it is a revolutionary act, friends, to not just hand your money to the same 1,000 global holding companies that essentially are funneling every dollar you spend toward the same places over and over again, and just making the super rich progressively richer. You're doing a subversive thing by investing in anything else. That's why they freak out about it. That's why they hate meme coins. They cannot control it. And that's a good place to be for right now, at least until we get regulated and they take us over, and then the space isn't cool anymore. But for right now, we really have the opportunity to accomplish some things, and I think together we can. So thank you so much for everyone for joining. I'm sorry if I didn't get you on. I did my best to get just about everybody on. Please come back next week. Give me a follow, drop me a DM. If you talk to me, I'll do my very best to get you some speaking time, especially on this show. Drop me a DM about my spaces at noon Eastern time tomorrow for Got Bit. I'll try and get you on if I can. They are the ones with the ginormous audience. But we don't have as much time for conversation as we do on this show. That's why this show is fun for me. I get to actually ask questions I really want to know as a founder, and hear what other founders think. And you've all been very valuable in sharing your information. Thank you everyone for being part of this today. Thank you audience for being here and for being part of the meme revolution. I believe that the normies, and in this case, I guess I don't really mean the normies. I mean the people outside the meme sphere, but in the Web3 space, are going to catch on in 2025. I expect to see a distributed meme-based ETF in 2025. That's my crackpot, tinfoil prediction for 2025. Maybe it won't happen. Don't take financial advice from me, but I think it'd be really fucking fun. I think it'd be great. And I think it could happen. Anyway, folks, you've been awesome. Thank you to Lambo. Go ahead and follow them too. Thank you to everyone who joined and spoke today. Drop me a DM if you want to talk about being on the spaces tomorrow. Drop me a DM if you're doing a cool thing and you want to talk about how we could incorporate that into some sort of partnership. We already have a couple of ongoing. With LFGO is like the most recent one that we announced. I love what they do. I love their Lego based AI artwork. Anyway, you've been part of a great conversation today. We could easily do this for another hour and a half. I find those 4-hour spaces just kind of fall apart after a while, though, so I don't really want to do that. But it's better to just leave off wishing that you could say more. So that's what we're going to do today. In the meantime, folks, if you get a chance to get outside, to get away from your connected devices and think about something else besides money and technology, at least for a little while, for your own sanity, please try and do so. I got a golden retriever who keeps me honest about this specific thing. If it weren't for her, I'd probably be smoking in my basement behind my computer 18 fucking hours a day, as I usually am. So I'm not saying this because I'm better. I'm saying this because I remind myself every day when I remind all of you. Anyway, folks, we love you. Come back next week. Same time, same Wednesday, 10 a.m. ET. Gonna come back to you with another Lambo's Builders show. Really loving how this show has taken off, and I appreciate all of your help in helping to make it happen. All right, folks, talk to you soon. Peace, everyone.